Hello, beautiful Gemini family. Welcome to my channel. This is Dawn Williams Tarot, and my name is Dawn. If you have Sun, Moon, or Rising in the sign of Gemini, then this message is for you. Although, keep in mind that this is a general reading, so not all messages may resonate. However, I do feel that if you listen to the messages here, that there will be something here that will benefit you. Okay? So welcome to my channel. If you're new, I would absolutely love it if you would like and subscribe. And for those of you returning, I would really love it if you would just click the like button. Okay, thank you. So today I'm recording this on January 22nd, 2024. However, this is a timeless message. So whenever you come upon this message is when it was meant for you to listen to. Today, I'm going to do my reading a little different than how I have done in the past. I got this idea when I was in meditation this past weekend, and I'm going to give it a good try and see how people respond to this, okay? This is going to be a little bit more unusual. It's not just your weekly reading. This is going to, what this reading is for is to help you assess your awareness. And I'm going to be pulling cards for 4 main themes. And I'll tell you what those are in just a second. After I pull your cards and I do your reading, at the very end of your reading, I will be pulling a single card from the Indigo Goddess Midnight Oracle. And what I've been finding as I've been doing these readings is it really does tie up the reading really nice. Gives you a beautiful message at the end. This is kind of like a message from spirit. So I hope you'll stay to the end and get those messages as well. Okay, so without any further ado, the accessing your awareness, I'm going to be pulling cards on 4 main themes. The first one is what you need to know you need to work on. The second is what you know you're good at. The third one is blocks and any blockages or anything that's preventing you from or ignorance that you're not aware of. And then the last one is pretty deep. The last one is your subconscious mastery you were able to do without thinking. And I had to really meditate on that to figure out what it really meant to me. And it's pretty deep. And what I have found is I did a number of meditations because I did a little spiritual retreat in my own home on January 18th, 19th, and 20. And Spirit really, or my higher self, gave me a download that I need to integrate a lot more spiritual type of readings for you instead of just your day-to-day, like what's coming in day-to-day. And the reason why is because 2024 is going to be a very fast-paced, very revealing type of a year. And it is at this time in our ascension process that we really need to be aware of where we are on our path. Are you committed to your path? What are you doing to further yourself along? What tools can you use? Those types of things, okay? So I don't really know how this is all going to turn out. I just know that I'm just going to be guided as to what my higher self and what the God of my heart wants me to do to be helpful here, as this is part of my journey. So thank you for listening to that. Okay, so I have shuffled your cards, but I'm going to shuffle some again. What do our Geminis need to know about assessing the awareness of where they currently are? So what I'd like to do is I would like to pull down my own higher self And I would like for you to activate your higher self and let our higher selves talk to one another. When I used to do my psychic readings before I learned how to do tarot cards, that's what I would do. Is I would put up a communication rose between me and the other person, and I would ask our higher selves to utilize that rose as a bridge so that I could actually read for the person that came to me for a reading. And it worked beautifully. So I would like for you to activate your higher self. And then I'd also like to call in the prime creator to help us navigate this reading. Okay. So let me flip the deck. I would really like your comments too about how you like this reading, because it is different than anything that I've done before. So, okay, Gemini. So what you need to know. So this is what you need to know that you need to work on. And your first card, is the Eight of Swords. And this is what you're good at. What are our Geminis good at? Five of Swords. What are your blockages? Seven of Cups. And what is it that your subconscious mastery that you're able to do without thinking? And this is the Knight of Swords. Okay, so what I plan to do is I'm going to read these cards, and then I'm going to pull clarifiers for each. Oh, and at the bottom of the deck, Star card. So you guys are on the right path. That's exactly what this card represents, long-term goals. So that would tie in with exactly what Spirit has been guiding me to do, is to help people find their true purpose, as well as to help them follow their ascension path. And this card right here is basically saying that you're being guided from above as well, that your higher self is really guiding you to where you need to be so that you can follow your true north. Love it. Okay, so what you need to know that you need to work on. Well, first of all, the Eight of Cups is a card of feeling completely bound up, or feeling anxiety, or feeling, well, this has to do with your mind. It has to do with the way that you think. And it feels as though some of you may be feeling very overwhelmed, or as though you're in the dark, okay? Because she right here has blindfolds over her eyes. She's all tied up. She's got all these swords around her. This is self-imposed. This is a choice. And this is something that you can do to release yourself. And basically what this is about is the way that you think about things. Or maybe you're feeling overwhelmed by all the stuff that's coming forward and you don't know what to think or feel. But it looks like, she looks pretty bound up here. So let's get a little bit more cards to figure out what exactly is our guidance. What do our Geminis need to know about this Eight of Swords, please? Okay. You're not the only sign that's gotten this card, by the way. So I feel like it's pretty predominant. So your first card is the Knight of Swords. You've gotten the Knight of Swords twice. Oh, and victory. This is awesome. Okay. Okay, so your 3 cards is the 8 of Swords, and then it's followed up by the Knight of Swords. Now, the Knights in tarot represent having to take some kind of action. So basically, it's a simple message. It's pretty much you need to change the way that you're thinking about things. Maybe you need to make a decision that you want to focus on the positives or instead of looking at the negatives. Or maybe the idea is to like write down the things that are bothering you or the things that you're thinking about that you feel bound up about. Or maybe you need to sit down and just quiet your body and go within and ask yourself, what is it that you're feeling and why are you feeling it? Why is whatever these messages are that are making you feel overwhelmed, bound up? And then what can you do about it? Because it's the same, you have to take some kind of action here, okay? And you'll be victorious because that's what this card is. This is the victory card. So I don't see as though this is anything really heavy. It's not like, you know, it's nothing. It's not like it's anything that you cannot overcome. It's just your choices as to what direction you want to take to help you release this energy. And whatever these thoughts are really meant to be there for a reason, to really make you go within, honestly. And what happens with spirit sometimes is that when these things come in and you're completely overwhelmed, spirit really wants you to go within to find your answers. And it really wants you to ask for help, ask them to give you the clarity that you need, right? So this is a step in your process. And then the next thing is, this is what we know that you're good at. Now, the card that you got was the 5 of Swords. And again, this has to do with thoughts. And this is the way you think, the way you express. Now, if you look at the card, this guy right here, he's carrying these swords here. And these people over here are defeated. So there was a battle of some kind. There's a conflict of some kind here. And because this is something that you're good at, I'm going to say you're very good at conflict resolution, okay? You may be the peacemaker. You may be the one that can step into a situation and diffuse that situation. So let's get some more clarity on that. And it'd be interesting to hear from you as to whether or not this resonates with you. But yes, this card traditionally is a card of winning at all costs. It's kind of like standing your ground. And then what this guy is going to do is he's taking all the swords away so that he doesn't have to fight these people again. But as this is something that you're good at, I'm going to say that this is conflict resolution for you, because that was the first thing that popped into my mind. So what else do our Geminis need to know about this card, please? This 5 of Swords. Okay, here we go, Gemini. Wait, yeah. And your first card is, oh, the Queen of Wands. She's my badass queen. Love her. She can be pretty fierce. Oh, and the Chariot. Okay. So you have this 5 of Swords, which is about conflict resolution. And then the other thing is, then you've got this Queen of Wands. Now, queens, now, first of all, let me just clarify that this queen energy on this card is representative for all of us. It's not really gender specific, although she does represent feminine energy. And just to clarify, we all have masculine and feminine energies within us. So it just depends on the percentage, which is a quotient, whatever you say, of those energies within us. What is our balance? And so what she's about is, this queen is about, she's my fiery queen. The thing that I love about this queen, and there's things about all the queens that I absolutely adore. And what I like about her is, I call her my badass queen because she beats to her own drum. She follows her own path. She does exactly what she wants. She's very fiery. She's very motivated. She's very energetic. Typically, the wand's energy is fire, obviously. But the thing about this queen is that she doesn't really care what anybody else thinks. And she doesn't conform. She doesn't want to follow anybody else's drum, right? And then the other thing that I love about her is that in tarot, when tarot was first created way back in the day, black cats back in the day were considered bad omens and bad luck. Well, this queen doesn't care. She doesn't care if the black cat is a bad omen, because she loves this cat, right? So I love that they put that depiction to really emphasize the fact that she really does, she doesn't want to conform to the norms, right? And I feel like this is a really good indication that many of you are standing up for yourself and standing into your sovereignty, right? That you're owning that space for yourself. And then we have this Chariot card. And the Chariot is all about, this individual is leaving his home. He's leaving everything he knows, and he's going out to adventure. This is a very fast moving card. This is a major arcana as well. And so this card is going to be with you a little bit. But this is saying that you're really good at resolving conflicts and then moving on. And so what I pick up from this is that you don't hold grudges. Like, it's like once you've had your discussion and once you've resolved whatever it is, you're really good at just letting it go and not holding anything against anybody. So to me, that is an admirable quality that you Geminis have. Okay, and then the next section is your blockages. Okay, so first we come to this seven of cups. Now, as you can see, this card is just really kind of overwhelming. And the reason why is because this card there's a lot of different associations with this card, but really it's saying that you're spoiled for choice. There's so many choices for you to choose, and you're probably feeling overwhelmed. I'm going to pull some cards to figure out what this is about. But sevens, are typically about building confidence and building experience. So let's see what it is that Spirit wants us to recognize and realize about these blockages for Gemini. Okay. The Five of Pentacles just fell off onto my table, so I'm just going to take that. And let's see what our last card is. Ooh, the World. Yay, that's a good one. I love it. Okay, so you have that you're being spoiled for choice, right? Now, the other thing about this card is also like smoke and mirrors. So there's some things that may be coming in for confusion for you. I don't know exactly what that may be because this is a general reading. If you were sitting in front of me, we could do a deeper dive. And by the way, if you're interested in a private reading, I do have my details below. So you can go to my website, dawnwilliamstarot.com, and look at my pricing and look at my availability, and I could do a deep dive for you. Anyway, so this card is sometimes smoke and mirrors. This is kind of like a confusion type of a card. And as you can see, there's all these different things within these cups. Now, some of them are very positive. There's like gold and jewels and, you know, prosperity and abundance in one of the cards. But then you got a snake in the other. So it's just this big wide gamut of all these choices that are coming in that can be a little bit confusing for you. But what else is coming in is, so as this is a block, one of your blocks is feeling as though you're being left out in the cold somehow. Now, I don't know if this is just an emotional kind of a feeling left out in the cold, or if you're feeling as though there's things that you're not understanding. But typically with this card, fives are all about change. So whatever this confusion is, I feel like it's going to change for you. And this is a minor arcana. This is a minor arcana. So it isn't as though these are any deep blockages that you cannot work through, because then you absolutely will, because you got the World card. And the World card is the card of perfect endings. It's a card of really understanding, feeling really good, feeling peaceful. It is a peaceful card within yourself. You'll feel peaceful after this. Once you figure out what those blocks are. And it could be that it's not even really really evident, because, you know, it could be a thing where you're not even paying attention, because this is like the smoke and mirror. So that just means that your attention isn't really on what those blocks are. But there is this feeling of maybe feeling left out in the cold. And this could be, or it could be that you're feeling as though there's conversations going on around you that you're aware of, but you're not included in, or something along those lines, okay? But whatever it is, it's going to be coming to a beautiful end, and it's going to get resolved for you pretty quickly. So our last section is the subconscious mastery you are able to do without thinking. And this is the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is about taking action. And this is also saying that you're very smart or very sharp in terms of your intellect. That this is a card of mastering that intellect and taking action when needed. So let's get some more cards about what that is. Knights in tarot are all about moving forward, progressing, advancing, and swords are about how we express and think with our minds. Now, the thing about this Knight of Swords is the Knight of Swords absolutely does represent Gemini energy. It's one of the cards that represents Gemini. So this is basically saying that this, you know, this reading is definitely that you're showing up, and this is benefiting your energy here. So subconscious mastery, it's just like second nature to you. Okay, your first card is, oh, the Fool card. Second card is, ooh, the 10. Okay, well, this is interesting, because this is supposed to be what you are able to do without thinking. And what this is representing to me is that you're able to start over whenever you need to. This is a card of self-belief, and he is just really ready to just walk off this cliff, and he just trusts that everything's going to work out for him. Okay, and so this is one of those things where it's saying, you know, this is your subconscious, and your subconscious is saying that, yeah, we can start again if we need to. I'd like to take the Fool's journey. This is also a card of willing to take risks. You're willing to really tap into divine, and you're willing to be guided by your higher self. So this is a really beautiful thing. And then but the last thing is that you've got this 10 of Swords. Now, to me, the 10 of Swords is the very worst card in tarot. But what this is saying is that, and the reason why is because it's like a dead, so it's, for one thing, it is a 10 card, so it means dead, done, and over. Like, it doesn't take 10 swords to kill somebody, and this guy has got 10 swords in him. But if you look where his head, can you see him? Let me try to get this closer. His head is away from us, but he's really looking, to this sunlight back here. So it feels as though when things are dead, done, and over for you, you just move on. And that's kind of how I'm interpreting this card for you. This isn't like it's a really bad thing. Actually, I think it's a great thing, because what this is saying is that when you get to the point where you're willing to be the fool, you're willing to start over, and you're allowing these things to just, okay, it's done. And then it's kind of like out of sight, out of mind. And I find that to be really great. It's kind of like saying that you just don't hang on to baggage anymore. You don't hang on to those bad feelings. It means that you're really processing your things a lot faster, right? And just saying, okay, this is now out of my life, and you're walking away from that, right? Okay, so your reading looks really good. I hope you like this reading. And I am now going to pull a card from the Indigo Goddess Midnight Oracle. The thing that I really liked about this deck was the colors. I was really drawn by the colors and beauty. So if you've made it this far into this reading and you are new to my channel, please like and subscribe. And I would love to have you join our family. One of the benefits is, as I sit down and do my meditations, I do a meditation for the collective, obviously, and I do healing from that. And what I do is, before I do my readings, I sit down and I meditate, and I pull in all of my Geminis for their highest and best, and I send them love, and I send them healing work, and I ask their higher self, my higher self, to connect with their higher self, and anyone who's going to be watching the video to be blessed in some way from the divine. Okay. Oh, so what I was going to say about these cards is, the reason why I love them is because of their color. I was really attracted actually to the back of the deck, and I'm going to show you your card here in a second, and I'll show you the back of the deck as well. So here's the back of the deck. Isn't that pretty? And I have a thing about lotus flowers, because for me, it's very symbolic of just blossoming as a spirit. This is all representative of our higher selves and us just evolving and opening up. I just love the symbology. So your card, my friends, is Resolve, dedicated to achievement. So it says steady gains, long game. So that's your long-term goals, right? That would be that star card. Star card is all about long-term goals. So this is kind of bringing that energy in for you. It's about loyalty. And what's really interesting is, I know a few Geminis, and they are very loyal people. I love that about them, is that you can trust them. And this talks about loyalty, it talks about effort, and it talks about top dog. So here's your card. And I would definitely say you all are dedicated to achievement. I really feel as though many of you are so very committed to your life purpose, your life path. And I want to thank you for that, because when we all get on board working towards our purpose in life, we are actually blessing one another without even knowing it, right? So I hope you found this message helpful. I'd really love to hear your comments of whether or not you really like this type of reading instead of just the weekly update. And until next time, take very good care of you. Love, light, and blessings.